All right. Welcome, everybody. Hello. Thank you for joining us. It is January 7th, 2025, and hopefully you're here for the VPK Fast call. This is our monthly call, so thank you for joining us again. Today, I'm back from break. I know everything's probably a little topsy-turvy, but no worries. We're here for you. I'm here to answer your questions and get you through whatever questions you may have with VPK Fast. We are recording, so we will share that along with the PowerPoint presentation from today. I have with me Ruth and Claudia, as always. Thank you, ladies, for joining. Um, I don't have a lot of updates from the provider services end. I think just the normal. You should be in your PM2 most likely if you've been, running your program. So you would have gotten a reminder of that. Please make sure that you assess your children within that window so that it counts for you. If you need any help with getting in or fixing anything, if you have new staff members or need assistance, please let us know. We're happy to help. Any students that you may have added should be enrolled through the portal, and then they will be issued a student ID number in Renaissance. So as an administrator, you can go in and get that new ID number to be able to assess your students. If you have kids joining late in the year, you should give them their first assessment now during your PM2 window. That's all you can do. It won't go back. So if you have students now and that need assessment, please take care of that. If you have any questions with that, please let us know. If you have students that did not come back with you, you can end by ending their enrollment in the provider portal. That will remove them from Renaissance and remove you of that responsibility. So if you need assistance with that, we can help, but it's a matter of managing your enrollment through the provider portal. Then the VPK um, classes when you go in there, if you need to move students around or end their enrollments, that's all available to you within the portal. Um, and then just a reminder to also issue your uh, parent star reports to your parents within 7 days of assessing the students for PM2. And on those reports, you will notice some new information about the summer bridge program as well as the New Worlds Reading program. So please encourage your parents to sign up for New Worlds Reading. They may or may not qualify. You don't have to make that determination. If they put their information in, then the New Worlds Reading people will let them know if they qualify for that program. But there's tons of books available for students, and it's a really great program. And then if parents have questions about the Summer Bridge program, we'll have more information about that coming out soon. And I did send a reminder, which you may have seen today, about an upcoming presentation from the school district about the transition to K webinar that they're doing this month. So I'll send that out again. It's a Google Meet. They're doing one for providers and then another one in the evening for parents. So please feel free to share that. It's in multiple languages. I know transitioning to kindergarten is a huge thing, so we want to make sure parents have as much information as possible. And they're a great group of ambassadors that can help parents with that process. So I did see that I had that email go out today, but I'll send that out again as we get a little closer to that meeting, so that you can have it if you to share with parents and also to get on yourselves because they have a lot of great information to help you and your staff with that transition also. So, all right, that's it from me, unless you have any questions for me. So good, some information out there. Um, if anybody thinks of anything I didn't mention that you want me to mention, please let me know. But if not, I am, oh, so everyone's PM2 end date is specific to their site and their VPK calendar. So keep that in mind. If you make any changes to your VPK calendar, that could change your PM2 windows because it's based on a percentage of completion of your class and the actual VPK calendar that you're working. So if you have questions about what your dates are and you don't remember seeing that email, please, I can look it up for you, or any of our staff can look it up for you and let you know. But I know, Martha, you put in PM2 is February 6th. For you, it may be, but that wouldn't be across the board because it would be dependent on everyone else's individual calendar. But I'll look yours up and let you know for sure. All right. So, good question. Of course, anytime. All right. Well, Ruth and Claudia, welcome again. Thank you so much for joining me. Please take it away, and I'll be in the background just clicking on things.
All right. All right. Hello, everyone. Claudia and I are here today, and we have a topic today that we want to discuss. Let me just share my screen, see if it happens for us. Um, okay, how's that? Good. All right. So
Perfect.
today we're going to talk about ways or strategies that directors can support VPK educators. And in the classroom, we're going to be looking at ways to support in professional development, in classroom support, collaboration and communication, resource management, and lastly, advocacy and compliance. And so we're going to talk briefly about that. Okay, let's
Yes.
move.
All right. So, happy New Year, everyone. It's so glad to have this time to share with you these resources. And I really would like everyone, like teachers and directors, to type in the chat something. Like directors can share, because this is a collaboration we do here, and we learned ways and how you think you're supporting your staff, your BPK teachers specifically, because we're talking about BPK classrooms. So how do you think you are like supporting, you're giving, you're providing what they need in the classroom? That will be great to read all that afterwards and see what else we can add to that list. And in the way BPK teachers that are connected at this time, welcome. This is like a purpose we have with Gina and Ruth for BPK teachers to connect and to be in the loop and know everything we're sharing from the Early Learning Coalition. And if you have as teachers ideas or ways and you can share with us things in how you can feel supported by your director. It would be nice if you can type it in the chat too, so we can get even more ideas. Here we have some, and there is many ways. I know directors are always like busy because there is a lot of things to do at the office with enrollments, with licensing, with a lot of requirements. But we have to make room. And as directors in the agenda, you have to make room to provide that support, to think about what my BPK teacher may need from me, and take the time to just visit around the VPK classroom and get to know a little bit more and in a closer look what is going on in the classroom. So here we have some of them, as I told you, professional development. That would be one of the ways directors can support. And by professional development, we're talking about like training topics, like organized training sections on topics like literacy, like math concepts, social emotional development, classroom organization with everything involved in classroom organization, behavior management, of course, that is included in that dimension, and all about instructional support that probably will be like a need that we all have, right, Ruth?
Mhm.
That is something we see in the class assessment reports, the need to improve in that area. Like, look, especially for me, when I read the details, there is three behavioral markers in that. It's concept development. I'm sorry, three domains. Is concept development, quality of
Quality of
feedback,
feedback,
and
language
and
modeling.
language modeling.
Hmm.
And for me, it will be concept development and quality of feedback, like the most need we have. So we can plan on that now that Gina was talking about the PM2, and Ruth is going to talk about some reports we can run, so you can see and just target the needs you can have and cover that with trainings in the classrooms and about the standards too. Yesterday was a great day of professional developments around all schools. I believe all coaches were giving since they were, yesterday we didn't have VPK class. So we had the grace of having all teachers for just attending a training, and that was awesome. So that's a way how directors can support organizing like regular training sections. Another one is attend workshops and conferences related to early childhood. If you go into to your account, to your web author account, you're gonna find a lot of trainings available. Even we're providing, the ELC is providing CPR, if you don't know that. And for years, I'm being paying money for like doing my CPR because I was a VPK teacher like for some years. And now the last one I made, I think it was last year, it was the best CPR training that I never had. And it was for free, and ELC provided it. So you can go and check. You're going to have all that information. So you can add, I know you need to have as directors a staff meeting monthly. So you can add some topics in your agenda, letting your staff, your BPK staff know about what trainings are being trending, what things are available. And another one, in the last one, talking about professional development, will be individual teacher needs. And when you go and observe in around the classrooms, you can see and you can find like ways in how you can support individually your BPK teacher. Probably you have one BPK classroom, or you have two or several BPK classrooms, seven or more, but all teachers are different. And the needs they have, they're different. So if you go to the classroom and you do the observation, you will know how to support the teacher. So that's a way you can do as directors. Professional development, it's like a great yes for all directors to include in the agenda. I'm gonna drop down in the chat later a document where you're gonna find all the links, and in this document, the PowerPoint Gina is going to share later after the meeting, you're going to find the links, how you can check the calendar if you already have a web author account, check the calendar, what is available, and you can even let us know through your coach in any other topics you want to be trained. That will be really like guide us, like as coaches, to see what is needed around in the field. And another link is if you have you have access to the calendar, but you don't have a web author account to register to the trainings, you're going to have the link to do so. So you're going to find that too. And we're going to go to the next one, will be the next way you can provide support as director around the classroom, the BPK classrooms, is by going into the classroom and conduct regular classroom observations to provide instructive feedback and identify areas for improvement. So that is something that we should do. When I made my director credential, there is a lot of forms. And even if you go to Google it or anything, you can find for free. If you don't have it, you can find forms like observation forms, like checklist, and just to keep your records and individualize the observation and the training you're gonna do. Because after that, you're gonna have a feedback where you're gonna reflect with your BPK teacher about how great they're doing. Because I honestly congratulate all teachers, because being in a classroom is a challenge sometimes, and as a BPK teachers we have a lot to do. A lot to do. Is not just teaching, is a lot of administrative duties. And you guys, I'm pretty sure you're doing awesome. So that is a way we can do. Another one is offer coaching and mentoring to support teachers in implementing best practices or effective practices in the classrooms. If it's just one thing, because we can find like really experienced BPK teachers, or we can find new BPK teachers in the field, in a classroom, just so they just need mentoring. They just need you to be there and give them support, give them like the thumbs up. We can do it. I'm here to support you. I'm here to help you. So that's another thing we can do when we go to the classroom, and share effective teaching strategies and curriculum resources with the BPK team. So everybody in BPK classroom need to be clear about the curriculum. We have approved curriculums. Sometimes we go and we find, like this morning, I was asking about the curriculum, and they told me they're using a creative curriculum. So there is approved curriculums, and everybody needs to like have that clear. I'm following this, and these are all my resources, and this is how I'm gonna deliver the lesson plans based in the curriculum. So I don't know if you have something, Ruth, there.
Nope, I think you covered it very clearly.
All right. And
Mm-hmm.
then I'm gonna add in that so coaches from the ELC, we can help you. Like sometimes I sit with directors because they're like, oh, how can I help my staff? And it's the right question, because as a coach, we can go like 2 times a month or so, but you are there every day. You get
Yes.
to see your staff, you get to touch, to feel, to hear. And I'm going to tell you something, through cameras, it's going to be very difficult coaching, because you can feel what is going on in the classroom if you're just sitting in the office looking at the cameras. So going around is the best practice for a director and supporting the staff. And there is another ways, if we can move on to the other slide. We have collaboration and communication. We have encouraged collaboration among BPK teachers through team meetings. Like we can, as BPK teachers, why not one day just share breakfast and talk about something that is going on in the classroom, like, I don't know, a concern, something you want to be supported or something like that. So it will be like open that communication. It's really, really useful. I talk about lesson plans. It's not like this is BPK A, this is BPK B, or whatever name it is, and I'm doing this and you're doing that over there. No, we're a team. We're all together in this, okay? We're getting all these children ready for school and ready for life, right? So then we're gonna provide open communication channels for teachers to voice concerns. Sometimes when we go as coaches, they can tell us about a concern they have, and the first question like we do is, have you told that
Talk
to
with.
your director? And
Mm-hmm.
did you talk about that? And oh no, we didn't have the time, or I keep forgetting, or I don't feel like I can say this or that. So let's open that channel, like that channel of communication with our teachers. And usually we have to be sending like some updates with important information related to VPK policies. If something changes and Gina is sending you the email about those changes, please share that with your VPK teachers. Sometimes they don't even know. And it will be amazing how sometimes I go to, like this time, PM2s are happening around the county. And I go and I ask the teacher, oh, are you, like, have you done this? And she's like, oh, I don't know about that. The director does it, but I don't know about that. So everybody has to be involved because it's a team. We're a team in this, okay? All right, so all that, procedures, if something changes, procedures and upcoming initiatives that probably we're gonna have, and Gina will be sharing with you that, or share with you that information. And we're gonna go to the last two, which are resource management. Ensure, please, that your BBK teachers have all they need to do the projects, to do, like sometimes they have great, but great ideas. So ensure that you can provide for those ideas. Uh, Ensure classrooms are well equipped with age appropriate materials and supplies to support learning activities. Um, Make sure everything is like the quantity is sufficient, time and resources. You just take a little bit of budget for professional development opportunities. If we have something that is not with the coalition and it's not for free, but it's just like a few dollars, just provide for that. That is really meaning a lot for the BPK teachers, and facilitate access to technology and digital tools that can enhance BPK instructions. Age of Learning is doing a great big effort, ladies, because we provide tablets for the classrooms, not just 5 as we did at the beginning. We're providing 7 and even more tablets around each BPK classroom, and a computer for the teacher. And it's not just to be checking the educator center and the usage. It's for you to be like searching and doing your stuff. So that is technology that we have available and for free, and it's gonna be doing a great impact in the room. So that is another way as directors you can support your BBK teachers. And I think advocate for needs of BPK teachers to the school administration and relevant stakeholders. Monitor compliance with Florida BPK programs requirement and standards. Remember that you have to honor the contract. The BPK teacher has to be in the room. The BPK classroom has to comply in everything. Ratio is 11 children per one teacher. 20 the most when you have 2 teachers, no more than 20. Okay, so that's something you have to be keeping in your mind, and monitor all that compliance. Ensure all BPK teachers have the necessary qualifications and credentials, including the BPK director endorsement. So there is a lot of trainings back in, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, July and August, we were having new trainings, new literacy hours, and those were really good. So every time we're like having trainings, don't miss, just don't miss. And I think it's done with this slide, Ruth.
Mhm.
We're gonna show you all the links. So this is gonna be, I'm gonna put it in the chat, but these are the links you can use to check the calendar, in person and virtual trainings about everything. So you just check the calendar, and if you don't, to enroll, to register for one of these trainings, you have to have a web author account, and this is the link. for you to create one. If you don't have it, you can keep the link. If you have a new staff in your school, you just open it right away. All right. So this is all in this end, Miss Ruth. I don't know if anyone has questions. Everybody today is very quiet. And I know it's New Year's. Yeah. So I don't know if there is any questions or something that we can help. Okay.
Nothing's in the chat.
Nothing's in the chat.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about some upcoming ELC trainings that you can find in the training calendar that Claudia mentioned. We've got a class, infant toddler CGC class group coaching coming up. It is in Spanish for those that need it. We do sometimes we offer it in Spanish at times and in English at times. So you want to make sure you check the calendar to make sure which training that you're getting in. So we have that class, infant toddler. It is 12 sessions. You will want to know that. And it's going to take you through that class dimension guide. Every one of those domains and dimensions and behavior markers. It's going to the CGC classes actually go into detail about what those behavior markers look like, what class looks at what is considered quality interactions between teachers and children. So the infant toddler CGC is going to be held on June 16th. It's going to be at the Boynton Beach location, and that is from 6:30 to 8:30. And I want you to know that there are 12 sessions, and you do need to attend those sessions to be able to get the credit for it. Um, we also have coming up, It's Okay to Play in VPK, and that is a 2-session training. Okay. And it is a really good training. And so, matter of fact, not because myself and I believe
Mm-hmm.
Claudia and some of the other coaches are supporting
Renee.
in that,
Mm-hmm.
Renee is supporting in that, but it really is a good training, really dives deep into how children learn through play, all of the different kindergarten skills that they need to be prepared. They can learn it through play, through intentionally planned play that supports the different skills that they need and standards to be ready for kindergarten. So that is a 2-session training. It's on January 21st and the 28th. It's in our Boynton Beach location, and that runs 2 hours, 6:30 to 8:30. So it's a total of 4 hours training, and it's okay to play in VPK. We have another class group coaching uh, training coming up, but this is for pre-K, right? Again, 12 sessions. This is on January 23rd, and this is at our Port Center training room. So if you have teachers, especially if there are new teachers, directors that are coming on board, this is the perfect training to
Yep.
get your teachers in so that they know exactly what the quality that we're looking for. So it is also everything is contained in that class dimension guide. It is what the coaches, when they come to your site, it's the behavior markers are what they're looking for when they are coaching. And it is also what is looked at in observations, in the classroom when you're going through your class assessment. So, new teachers and any teachers that want to be refreshed, please take advantage of this. And then lastly, we have a upcoming training. It's implementing the Florida state standards in the classroom, 3 years to kindergarten. And that is February 11th. That's in Boynton Beach. It is a 3-hour class and it goes from 6 to 9 p.m. And as you know, those Florida state standards, they align with the class behavior markers and, all the things that children need to know and be able to do. To be successful in kindergarten. So, those are some upcoming ELC trainings. These are by no means all the trainings that we have to offer, but these might be one trainings that VPK educators and directors might find very helpful in helping to develop and strengthen your teaching skills. So check the calendar for exact dates and times and everything, if there might be any changes or anything like that. All right, if there's no questions on the training, I just want to look at briefly some of the STAR early literacy reports that you might pull up. As Gina said, if you probably already started working on your PM2, some of you may be finished with administering the PM2. So once you get done with administering that PM2, that's when you now want to go in and start pulling some of those reports so you can actually see the progress and the growth where your students are, right? You always want to keep an eye on their progress, making sure that they are progressing and you are identifying specifically where a student might need additional support and providing that instructional support. So one of the reports that you might want to pull up on your students, it is the STAR screening report. The STAR screening report. And that STAR screening report, it graphs the student's placement above and below benchmarks based on their STAR scores. It's used to identify students who are having difficulty reaching benchmarks. Once those students have been identified, then you can begin to organize your intervention plan, right? And students who are on not reaching those specific benchmarks, you can further maybe do some individual um, um, giving these children individual support or maybe some small groups, kind of rearranging your groups based on the children's needs and strengths. Another report that you might want to take a look at is the instructional planning class report. And that provides a list of the recommended skills for individualized instruction based on the most recent student activity. So you'll definitely want to kind of take a look at that. And so you can create that individualized instruction that children need. You're not, just teaching in large groups, assuming that all the children are all on the same level. We know being in the classroom that our students can be all at different levels, and we want to make sure that we are giving them the specific individualized support that they need uh, in small groups. Remember, you want to make sure your small groups are like 3 to 5 students only to maximize that learning time. So another report that you might want to take a look at, it's called the Star Record Book report, the STAR Record Book report, and you can review the students' screening results over time. And that's going to give you a sense of how the students are growing, how they are progressing. And we know that we want students from PM1 to PM3, PM1 to PM2. We want to see progress. And so you want to stay up on that, right? Um, Don't want to wait until you're at the PM3 point and now, maybe you notice, wow, this child could have used some individualized intervention. So you want to make sure you are taking a look at that STAR record book because it's going to definitely show you growth and progress and also where those individual children may need additional support. Um, Another report, and of course, if you know, I'm sure you all know about these different reports that Renaissance have. They have many, many reports, but these are four of the reports that I think you'll find very useful in knowing exactly where your students are. So the last report that I want to bring to your attention, and you may want to go in and pull this information up so that you have that data and you know where your students are. That STAR diagnostic report, it present diagnostic and skill information for an individual student. You all know how important it is that you know each of your students, you know exactly where they are, you know where their strengths are so that you can challenge them to the next level. You want to make sure that you know and identify those students that need extra support, and so that you can provide that um, interventive support that those individual children need so that all of our children can be ready for kindergarten and have the support that they need to just be confident, excited, enthusiastic students about learning in pre-K and throughout the rest of their school years. And so those are the reports that you may find very useful. The STAR screening report, the instructional planning class report, the STAR record book, and the STAR diagnostic report. Any questions or comments on any of those reports that you might be pulling after PM2?
We're gonna give them some time and
Mm-hmm.
see if they have questions. Yeah, and if someone wants more information about the new metrics, ask for information because it is that's something new.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to know that. You need to know the new metrics. You need to know about the progress, the points every month are expecting, how many points are expected to a VPK student to grow every month according to the new metrics. I don't see any questions here.
All right. Great. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to stop sharing my screen. That is the last uh, slide that we have on this PowerPoint. Thank you
Mm-hmm.
all.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Back
and
to
I
you,
share in
Gina.
the so cute. I shared the document to ways
Mm,
directors can support in the PPK classroom, and you can find the links there too.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering, Gina and Claudia, the strategies that we shared with the teachers and directors, are there any other strategies or ways that directors um, support their teachers that maybe we didn't cover? And maybe you can unmute yourself and share with us, or if you'd like to put it in the chat, we can read it off.
That will be awesome.
Any other strategies that we
Mm-hmm.
can add to this list that we have?
Yeah. And as I told you, if you're a BPK teacher and you're here and you want like some support in an area that we didn't mention, just let us know. We want to make this like more useful for everyone.
Mm, So, Samuel is asking about CPR.
Mhm.
Can an onboarding staff benefit from this class if offered within the right timing? Well, absolutely, right? Everyone is. I know I don't think you have to have all of your staff with CPR training, but you have to have a certain number of staff, right? For
Yeah,
licensing
Mm.
requirements.
for licensing. Hmm.
But I would say the more staff you have with CPR training, the better off you
The
are.
better.
Mm,
I
yes.
think overall, and I definitely think it's something that people who work in the industry should always have available to them. It's a definite benefit just for health and safety, really, to ensure that children are health and
Hmm.
safe in your program. And it's great, what great marketing tool too, to say how many staff you have with, active CPR trainings as part of the benefits of your program as opposed to maybe your competitor's program. So I definitely think it's a plus for your staff, Samuel.
Mhm. I have a question, another question. We asked the directors how are they supporting their VPK teachers that we may have not had on our list, but I'd like to ask the educators, how would you like to be supported,
Great question. Yeah.
right? How
Hmm.
would you like to be supported? What makes you feel, valued and helps you to, you know, um, want to be there with the children each and every day, day in and day out? What would help? What support would really you think you might benefit from that maybe we haven't mentioned?
Hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're feeling brave, you can unmute yourself or you
Yes.
can just type it in the chat, whichever way.
Yeah.
Wow, it sounds like everybody's being supported. Well, that's great.
Uh-huh. Oh,
Hats off to
yeah. It,
directors.
it
If no one
sounds
can,
like it's the beginning of the year.
yeah, I think everybody will warm up. We will all warm up as the year goes on.
Yeah. Yes.
Hmm.
But I
Mm-hmm.
definitely think one of the benefits of this, of having you all on, is that you guys learn way more from each other and can support each other without it being competitive across the board, right? Because we want we're all in this because we want students to have a great start in life.
Absolutely.
So the more we share with each other and are able to talk about things that work, that make your program really amazing, I think the better off everyone in the industry is. Um, because if people are committed to working in this industry, we want to keep them. We want them to be satisfied and want to continue that work. It's not easy work, and so the more we can do to appreciate everyone, I think the better off they'll be. So, if you don't have anything to share, please feel
Mm-hmm.
free to share. If you don't have anything to share, please think about it. We would love to hear from you. I think we really appreciate you taking the time to come on. And like we said,
Hmm.
this is hopefully a support for you that as a provider in the industry, you feel that we can offer some suggestions to keep you motivated and keep you going and keep your staff going. Um, but we won't hold you if you
Hmm.
we can end early today if that'll be helpful. But if anyone did have anything else that they had questions on, please feel free to unmute or throw the question in the chat. We want to make sure that you have what you need. And I know maybe some of you are just getting back like we are, but if you had anything that we could support with, please let us know. And if not, and we'll let you go. So I'll wait a couple minutes and see if anyone has anything. But thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Ruth and Claudia, for your presentation. Absolutely great information to share, and we will get that out. I did put in the chat. Yes, I did have someone ask for the sign up sheet. So VPK for 25-26 is open already. So we do
Wow.
have some, I know, right? I can remember, I didn't even know, like 10 years ago, being like, it can't be 25. It's not going to be 25 anytime soon. But so that is open. I do have the updated tip sheets for parents in English, Spanish, and Creole. So I will be emailing out the links for those. Please share with parents as they start to, think about getting their enrollment certificates for the fall going. I know you're probably doing your, registrations and thinking about that as you move into the new year. We'll have updates on the provider requirements coming, later on this month and what we're doing already, starting to look at the new year already. But I'll get that out with today's email. and the recording and the support of the PowerPoint and the ways directors can support staff flyer that Claudia shared, along with the VPK. And actually, you know what? I'll look for that literacy training and see if the state's updated that calendar as well. If you have any new staff that need literacy,
Yeah.
emergent literacy training, I'll check and see if that calendar's out there also. Is there anything else? Anybody? Thank you so much for your thank yous. We're happy to support. If anyone else needs anything, please let me know. But we'll get that message out to you. And we thank you for joining us today. And thank you again, Ruth and Claudia, for taking the time and putting this together to support our teachers and our providers.
Mhm.
So I will stop my recording. Okay.